Hello and welcome to Flying Fish. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Thank you for showing so much of love on my first two videos. I am relatively very new to YouTube and I'm experimenting as to what is my forte will be on YouTube. So in today's video, I will be telling you 5 tips and tricks to start with an art and craft hobby, how to self-learn that hobby and how to make sure that despite you are on a very tight budget financially, you can still attain or learn few things. Considering what is going in surrounding to us today, which is the COVID-19 pandemic, I think it's the right time for you to invest into an art and craft hobby to continuously detox yourself, as well as to make sure that you remain productive to your other goals. So if you personally ask me, since I'm an assistant professor, I have a 9 to 5 job and I have recently enrolled for my PhD and my exam will be in Jan, and sometimes it becomes very hectic and very boring. So for me, art and craft hobby are kind of a way to detox myself, and I have done that purely with the premise that I will be financially investing into my art and craft hobbies through my job only. So the reason is why I'm covering this particular video on the premise of a very tight budget, because you should be very much, I would say, sincere about learning an art and craft hobby. And if you think that you aren't, then you should be actually just stop yourself and ask the question that are you genuinely interested in doing this. So let's just look at these 5 tips and tricks which can be applied to I think nearly to all art and craft hobby, but I would be actually customizing this video as per my journey related to henna or mehendi. So let's get started. Tip and trick number 1: from where you're gonna learn this hobby. Amidst the time where we are trying to put ourselves on a financial constraint, it is equally very important to understand that particular coaching or that particular mentoring should be available to us either free of cost or it should be readily accessible. So if you personally ask me, I actually go through 2 channels on YouTube, which is Art Passion and Amrita Henna. So the Henna Art Passion is a channel which is run by Miss Beena, and she has been doing an amazing job in terms of telling us how to make a paste, how to make cones, how to protect them, how to refrigerate them so that they can be available for use to us. Similarly, Amrita Henna is a very different style of making henna, but I think her videos are amazingly superb and there is a good way of how we can utilize that. So the first tip and trick is to always narrow down a source from where you're gonna be learning or where you're gonna get your coaching on. There is no sense of putting up so much of money when you know that everything is accessible on internet. So the reason is why I'm telling you this is because I honestly learned about making a YouTube video on a very basic level on YouTube itself. So there is a huge level of potential which you see on YouTube. So there are other channels as well which can help you. For example, there is a Macosino YouTube channel on watercoloring. So you should be very, very clear as to from where you're going to be learning this coaching. Tip and trick number 2: it is very important for us to understand that if we are on a tight budget, how we're going to utilize that particular budget. So if you personally ask me, I'm going to show you what are the basic essentials or basic supplies when you're learning your hobby of henna or mehendi, and there are some supplies which are actually advanced in nature. So you should be in a position to demarcate that what are the essential supplies and what are the advanced supplies. The reason is why I'm mentioning this is because I have seen people either investing in very poor supplies at the start or sometimes they over purchase. So it's very important for you to understand that if you are on a tight budget, let's say you cannot spend more than 500 rupees on your art and craft hobby, and let's say that you want to pull it down to 300 rupees, I think it's very, very important for you to understand what are the essential supplies for you. So if you personally ask me, there are basically, I would say, just 4 supplies which are the basic or the indispensable supplies when it comes to henna. Now I will be showing you one by one, but the premise is to tell you that you should be able to demarcate between your basic supplies to your advanced supplies. So the first supply is the henna powder. Okay, without this you can genuinely cannot do that hobby. So you can replace it with watercolors when you're doing watercoloring. You can replace this with doodling pens when you're doing doodling. So the purpose is to tell you that what is the most indispensable supply in your art and craft hobby. So I have actually taken up this particular henna powder, which is 5 times filtered, because I don't want to invest my time into sieving up the henna. You know, it's very demotivating because you get so tired. I have done that, and I'm telling you as a lesson that please do not purchase those henna powders which are like, you know, which are not sieved. So at least 3 to 5 times sieved henna powder. So if you see, it's written here, it's 5 times sieved. What is the next essential item into this? So if you personally ask me, the next essential item is the henna oil. Now you might be thinking that I thought that water could do works, but no. If you are planning to apply that natural henna on your hands, it is very important for you to invest in a good henna oil. But if you're simply practicing it on paper, you can still let it go, but I would still suggest you that at least put some good investment into the oil. You can buy very less quantity, maybe like 10 ml or something, but you should always buy it. And now the most indispensable part of the art and craft hobby which I'm doing, which is henna, is the cellophane sheets. Okay, now this is something which you do not learn if you are randomly doing the art and craft hobby. This you will get an info on Instagram and YouTube. So you should be very, very clear about what you are trying to do. So these are just cellophane sheets. Okay, these are just 7 rupee per sheet. But let's say that you are like me, you have a lot of big schedule and you really think that it's really hectic to cut down all these sheets into the sizes of a cone. So you can simply go for pre-cuts. Okay, so this is a pre-cut and this is another pre-cut. These are 2 very lovely patterns. I purchased it from Rehanna. She is on Instagram. So right now I've just shown you 3 essentials when it comes down to basic essentials for henna, and the last one is the Ziploc bag. The reason is why I'm showing you a Ziploc bag, because you can actually refrigerate your cones like this. And if you are a busy person like me that you cannot make cones every day, you can simply take up 1 cone, you can put it to defrost, and then it will automatically be of use. The reason is why I'm showing you visually, so that you understand that what are the indispensable basic supplies you require when you are trying to start with a new art and craft hobby. Now let's say you upscale your game and you want to invest into a little bit more. You are planning to go forward with something called as advanced level of that particular art and craft hobby. So then you go forward for something called as acrylic hands, okay, or the acrylic board, or I would say the cone stand. But these supplies are not essential for you if you are not on an advanced level. I have purchased these 3 items after 1 year of my engagement with henna. Can you believe that? And the reason is why I'm telling you, because not everyone of us can afford very high budgets when it comes to art and craft. So always make sure to buy basic good quality essentials and keep a very tight budget. It will also make you understand that how you can kickstart your hobby without investing too much, without being worried about that you have over purchased yourself. Tip and trick number 3, practice and faith. If you are assuming that you're going to be just landing onto a hobby and you can learn it in no time, I think you are joking yourself. It is very, very essential for you to understand that if you are investing into something, then you have to keep patience and you have to keep faith. This was my work on day 1 when I just purchased a cone from the market and I started doing it. And this is my work of yesterday. So you could see that there is a progress which you make when you invest yourself sincerely into a hobby. And patience is very essential, because if you do not have a patience, you will keep on becoming, irritated with the fact that why it's not working out, why your henna is not looking like this, and why it is looking like this. The reason is why I'm telling you this is because people whom you are watching or you're looking the work at, they have actually invested a huge amount of time, and you should be fair enough to them that if they have invested so much amount of time, you should also have some bit amount of patience and faith. Tip and trick number 4. Failures. Please be ready for failures. I mean, I have seen people when they say that, I did it, I started it, but I felt so irritated, I left it. I have faced a lot amount of failures in the initial 3 months of my henna practice because I did so many big blunders, right from not sieving the henna, right from making the cone not properly, then you're putting too much of water in my henna, putting very less water in my henna, and then not drawing the things properly. So I think it is very important for us to be a little bit constructive about what we practice, what we learn, that failures are indispensable. And I think failure should come because that will help you to relegate this aspect that you are working, you are focusing on something, and you need to just work on your mistakes and go forward. So it's just more about being motivated that yes, I have faced a failure and how I'm going to deconstruct it and I'm going to work on it and I'm going to move forward with it. Tip and trick number 5. Disengage. Now you might be thinking when a lot of people tell you that this girl is trying to make a video on 5 tips and tricks to learn a hobby, why she is telling to unlearn it or de-engage. I'm not talking about unlearning, I'm talking about disengaging. The reason is that you cannot be doing a single art and craft hobby for like years and years without breaks. Some days you will not feel motivated, some days you will not want to work on, and some days you simply want to do like what I do. For example, this or this. Because I honestly tell you that it is very important for us to understand that what we genuinely do to learn that art and craft hobby. So it's very, very essential for you to understand that it's very important for you to disengage. Okay, so these 5 tips and tricks goes like this. The first is coaching. Okay, make sure that it is available to you free of cost. Basic essential supplies. Okay, third is patience and faith. Okay, fourth is failure, and fifth is disengage. Now there is one more thing I would like to tell you as an additional trick is understanding that there are few things which are unique to a certain art and craft hobby. So when I actually started with my art and craft hobby and when I used to buy cones from market, I used to feel very heavy on my hands because this is the cone size. Okay, so this is some Golecha special body art cones, I don't know what. So if you look towards the size, it's a really comparatively a very heavy cone to work on. Okay, so if you are planning to practice henna, if you want to be good at it, most of the henna artists you will find they make their own cones as per the comfort of their sizes or as per the comfort of their hands. So if you ask me, my cone looks like this. Okay, it's a very sturdy cone, and plus it's a very, very short cone, and it's a very light cone. Okay, so I can utilize working on this cone for hours. Right now it's completely frozen because I've kept it in the freezer. But the reason is why I'm telling you this is special tip and trick at the end, despite I have mentioned that I will mention 5, is because few things come to you only when you start practicing those things. I mean, nobody is gonna tell you that do not buy a market cone, always make your own cone. I mean, most of the henna artists will tell you that please make your own cone, but the reason is why they tell you is because you need to understand that it's very important to understand that you cannot punish your hands, right? So I hope that my small video on 5 tips and tricks to self-learn an art and craft hobby are useful to you. If you think that this video is quite informative, if you want me to make detailed videos on my journey of henna or mehndi, then please let me know in the comments box. Also, please let me know that whether you would love to see a study vlog of a PhD student, not a permanent but a temporary PhD student, because I'm yet to pass my exam for the PhD coursework. And if you want to give me any editing tips on how I'm uploading my YouTube videos, any constructive comment is hardly welcome. And thank you so much for showing me love after rooting yourself through the Exploring Dreams channel. I think Anjum is just amazing. So I hope that I will see you again soon. and I'm gonna make up some more videos on productivity, positivity. I also would like to mention that the reason is why I made my YouTube channel is because I wanted to do a detox. It's not something on a commercial tangent. I have yet not thought of that, and I wish to explore myself through this channel more, that what kind of a content creator I want to be. So thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.